Hello, welcome back to the Gazelle Lab. This is Anthony. Today I have the HTC Desire going up against the Sony Ericsson Xperia X10. The Xperia X10 just came out on AT&T last week, so it's been around for a while as an unlocked version, but it costs like $580 here in the US. But if you get on AT&T, you can pick it up for $149.99 with a 2-year contract. Let's turn these on here, the screens. As we can see from here, this is using this Timescape kind of UI. This is using Sense UI. But let's get into some of the hardware features first. So if you take a look at them, you can see they're almost similar in size. The Desire is 119 by 60 by 12. And the Xperia X10 is 119 by 63 by 13. So it's a little bit wider, as you can see, and just a tad bit thicker. You can see it's got this nice little curve bend, but it does add a little bit of thickness to the device. And we can see from the bottom, we can see the charging port, and I believe that is the speaker. Yeah. So Sony puts the port on top. They both have 3.5 headset jacks and power keys. And on the side, volume rockers. This one does have a dedicated camera button. On this side, nothing. On this side, nothing. So let's get into some of the features again. Okay, so here's the big downfall with the Xperia X10. It runs Android 1.6, while the Desire over here is on 2.2. It's on Froyo. So that's pretty much huge. This it makes the Xperia X10 seem a little bit outdated, actually a lot outdated. But in other terms of hardware, this has 576 megabytes of internal storage on the Desire, which I wish was more. And the Sony Ericsson does have a full gig. They both have micro SD slots, which is good. Wi-Fi, HSDPA 3G. There'll be a US version for this with 850 support. And they both have Snapdragon 1 gigahertz processors, the exact same one, so which is good. So they're pretty quick, and they both have GPS. This will use Google Maps, and this uses let's see, it's called like Wise Pilot. If I can get in here, I'll show it to you. Yeah, Wise Pilot they make you actually pay for it, so there's no free GPS. So we can get back to some of this hardware thing. You can see the keys on the bottom. I know many of you wondering what keys are on the bottom of the Xperia, as I've done the Desire before. So over here look at the Desire, you have home, menu, the optical navigation to go between the menus. So you get 7 screens, which is cool. Desire is one of my favorite phones. Back and search. And over here you have, becomes the middle one is your home key. And this, with the 4 little checkers, is like your menu key. So it pops up like menu. Here we go. So you can see menu. And this is your back key. So you have no dedicated search key on the Xperia. So, like I said before, this is using a Sony Timescape UI, which I just deleted all my content on here. I was using it for a couple of days just for testing. But this pretty much, it's actually not that bad. It's a pretty good UI. It's better. I think it's better than Moto Blur, maybe a touch bit better than Touch Wiz for Samsung. But I think Sense is still the best. So over here you can see down here, it will integrate Facebook, Twitter, your music, your photos, email, messages, phone calls, like history. Pretty much integrates everything that's on your phone pretty much into one mainstream app, which is, I think it's not bad. The idea is cool, and then it will, once this is activated, it'll scroll up and down, which is pretty cool. And another thing here is the Mediascape app. So this is just like kind of like their media player, which I think it's better than the standard media player that HTC does. One thing, Sony Ericsson has always done music pretty well, so I think that's what they excel at. Music and hardware. I always had good for Sony Ericsson. Just the The software is laggy, slow. There's no flash support in the browser because it's Android 1.6, so I think I'm on Wi-Fi here. No. But there is no flash support compared to the nice browser you get on the Desire, which is still one of my favorite phones. So, and one other thing, like I said, there's no free GPS or no flash support, but the one thing Sony Ericsson has always done in the past is camera. So we can go take a look at some of the camera quality right now. I know that's pretty much one of the main reasons why people buy these Sony Ericsson phones. The W995 was great. C905 all had good cameras. So I have an iPhone 4 here, so we can take a picture of it. So first, let's go with the Desire. So like you hold on the optical, it will focus. Hit that green box. There. So it's not a bad photo. And now let's try the Xperia. The camera. And I like it does have a dedicated camera key, and it has a ton of options in here. So normal, portrait, landscape. It looks more like a camera than the HTC does. So you hold that down, it'll autofocus. So it really takes a nice, let's pull these up. I'll pull it up on here. Pull this up. So you can see, I'm sure how to make this full screen, let me see. So, actually the quality is pretty close. Desire still has a great camera. This is a little bit crisper on the screen. I noticed the Xperia 2 is also fantastic in bright sunlight. The Desire is all right, but you really have to turn up the display all the way to get that good to be able to see it in actual light. See how now the photos in my Timescape thing. So you can turn that off, and actually there's not that many even great widgets available. It's like your standard widgets. But if I were to go into here and check my widgets, just look how many you have. There's just a lot of great things you can get on here. So I like the Xperia hardware, and I think it's a very cool phone considering it's their first Android phone. But the lack of Froyo 2.2, the laggy UI compared to the Desire, it's no contest. But I really like the display, and I like the cameras on it. It's great, and I don't think Timescape is bad. It's not as sophisticated as HTC Sense. So thanks for joining me on the Gazelle Lab. I'll see you later.